So, good morning, class, and welcome to the second week of the course. So, let's have a brief revision of the contents we discussed last Thursday. Last Thursday, we talked about the course arrangements, the course arrangements on pages 1 and 2. And now we also talk about the contents on page 3, the contents of page 3, introduction. And mechanical engineering is, the Chinese of mechanical engineering is like this. But if we separate mechanical and engineering as two words, so we come with different meanings. So mechanical actually means mechanics. It does not mean machine. It means mechanics. And engineering is not related to engine, but more related to creativity. So in mechanical engineering, we focus on mechanics. So what is mechanics? Mechanics is the behavior of bodies under action of forces. Behavior of bodies is 物体啊，中文是物体。So under action of forces is the action of forces is we apply forces. We give a force to a body. So this is action of force. Now, in mechanical engineering, we have several courses related to mechanics. Our statics course is the first one, and does anybody know the others? So we have courses in mechanics. So our course is the first one. Anybody knows the others? Any other? Can you, if you know others, you can write it in Chinese or English in the discussion board. You can type, you can write the others if you know. Okay, good. 动力学 dynamics. Very good. And any others? Any other that you know? So these two are in our year 1 course, and we have in the second year we have thermodynamics. Chinese is 热力学. And then we have fluid mechanics. Very good. I don't mind if you copy it from somewhere, but at least you know what is happening here. So this is fluid mechanics. And we also have one course in second year called mechanics of materials. It is more related to solid. So these are the 5 mechanics courses in mechanical engineering, the 5 courses. So this is from year 2, this is year 2, this is year 3. Besides these 5 courses, we have one course related to mechanics, although it does not have the name mechanics in it. It is 机械设计 design of machines. Design of machines. So these are the 5 mechanics related courses and one not exactly mechanics, but just also related to mechanics. The key point is that the more practical side of things. So you need to pass statics to take mechanics of materials in our department. So, and you need to pass mechanics of materials in order to take design of machines. So if you want to graduate in 4 years' time, you need to pass 3 courses in time. This is we have year 1 semester 1. This is in year 2 semester 1, and this is year 3 semester 1. So you need to pass all 3 courses in 4 years. And statics is not the most difficult one among the 3. You can ask your seniors. You can ask your department society. So you can ask your seniors that the statics is not the most difficult one. So please take some effort to pass this one in year 1. And I always talk to all statics class I teach that I don't want to see you again next year. So next year I want you to take this one. I don't want to see you here. Is that okay? I don't want to see you here. No. So any problem with these courses? I will repeat in Chinese in the towards the end of the course, towards the end of this lecture. So if you are okay, or if you are okay with this list, can you raise your hand? Can you click the raise your hand button? Very good. Thank you, and very good. Thank you. Is my speed of speaking all right, or too slow, too quick? If my speaking is too quick or not clear enough, let me know. So, anybody thinks I'm talking too not clear enough? Okay, thanks for your hands, and I will lower the hands now. Anybody have any comments on my speed or my clarity? So I assume let's try having me talking in this speed and this tone for the time being. And if you have any comments, let me know towards the end of the class, or I will ask again towards the end of the class. So we come to the next. Any questions up to now? Any questions? Or any comments? So when good, thanks for your comments. So I would usually ask any questions or any comments. So questions is comments is like this. So if you have any, so please type it. In the box, and I can read them. Okay. So let's come to the next point. Let's come to the next point. In high school or in senior high schools, you are taking group B only two. So in your senior high school, you have physics, chemistry, and so on. And now you are coming to engineering, or you can choose between mechanical, electrical, or other engineering. So is there any difference between science and engineering? This problem is a bit difficult or complicated. So I will talk about it on the 4th of October in another class. I will not come into details today. I will not talk about the details today, but let me have a quick summary. So to say in one word, in science we always ask why. So why does it occur like this? In nature. You don't need to copy this right now because I will talk about it in 2 weeks time in detail. Okay, I'll talk about it in detail in 2 weeks time. So in engineering, we are always asking how. So how do we do this? How can we do that? And how do we design a machine? How do we make a machine? How do we make this work? Can we make this? It can be a robot. It can be a washing machine. Work. So I will talk about it in 2 weeks time. You can take the screen, and I will talk about it in detail later. Of course, I will explain it in Chinese in that lecture, so it will be clearer. If you are fine, can you raise your hands and let me know? Okay, thanks, and good. I usually see about 40 hands in the class, and so are the other 60 in front of your phone or iPad or computer? So I now see more hands now. Good. So we have now I can see 50 hands now. So good. As I mentioned last last Thursday, you have the right to be absent. You can do something more important and not attend the class, but you know how to you know what to do after you are absent from a class. Okay, so I trust you can do this. Okay, thank you. So we come to the if you are fine with page 3, I'll come to page 4. Let's talk about some fundamental laws in mechanics. So we have 3 of them in total. We have first law, we have the second law, and the third law. So do you know the scientists related to these laws? You can, of course, you can type it in Chinese or in English. Anybody knows? Good. So it is related to, so you must have learned it. You must have learned it, or otherwise you cannot come into mechanical engineering. So these laws are related to, sorry. These laws are related to Newton. These laws are related to Newton. So, and these are the 3 laws in mechanics. Of course, you have learned them. But let me repeat them in English in this course. And let's be familiar with some words in English. So the first law reads, if the resultant force of a particle is 0, the particle will remain at rest or will move at a constant velocity. So in any words that you don't understand in this sentence, I suggest you to check the dictionary or to highlight any words that you don't understand. Any words that you not understand. It is okay to not understand any words. Any one of them or some of them. So are there any words that you don't understand? Velocity, good. Any others? I expect there are more. So you can type it in the box and resultants, good. Resultant force, good. Any others? I don't expect you know all the words, okay? You can ask other students from Hong Kong, and to me, English is not my mother tongue either. So we had the switch over from Chinese to English when we entered junior high school. So we also had a hard time changing from Chinese to English, and of course it was some time ago, but I will do my best to help the change from Chinese to English. Okay. You mentioned velocity and resultant force, and so, but what does it mean by a particle then? Anybody knows what is particle in this sentence? So if you don't know any words, it is okay, but let me know. Let me know, and I okay. Good. And 粒子或可粒 物体。Another you mentioned this one, and of course it is close. They are closely related. But if we in science that we tend to say this is a body. So but of course it does not affect your understanding. It also makes sense in this sentence. Very good, very good. So force is, this is force, and resultant is related to results. So this is resultant force is, it means the sum of the addition of all forces. The addition of all forces is the resultant force. So this one is velocity, and the resultant force of a particle is 0. The particle will remain or move at constant velocity. And velocity is actually it means speed. It means speed, but speed is a speed is a scalar and velocity is a vector. So they essentially means the same thing, but they have different they are used in different situations. So any other words that you don't understand or you cannot find it in the dictionary? So if you find with this sentence or the meaning of it, or you have finished copying these notes, can you raise your hand? Okay, good. So if we are fine with the first law, then we go to the second law. We go to the second law. Of course, in the second law, in short, in mathematics, that it is easy. It means F equals to ma. It means F equals to ma. So if the let me write it in the in a sentence. You can copy it. You can copy it now, or you can copy it later. I will give you time to write it down. Okay. I'll give you time to write this down. If you are finished copying, you can raise your hand and to check any words that you don't understand. So if you have finished copying or finished, you're ready, take a look if you don't understand any word. For the others, please take time. I will go slowly. I will go slowly. I will wait. Any words that you don't understand or you don't proportional, good. Or any words that you think my writing is not good enough. If there are any words that I don't write clearly. Proportional, so any other words that you don't understand or you okay, good, acceleration. I think these are the two. Any others? Good. I think the others have appeared in the first law. So let me see. Let me lower all the hands. And anyone, does anybody need some time to write this down? Please raise your hand. Okay, so I give it 1 or 2 minutes more. Yeah. So there are 3 words that I don't think you have seen them. At least there are 2 words that you have not seen them in senior high school. At least 2 of them. So anybody having issues with? Oh, wait a minute. Who has switched on the microphone? Who has switched on the microphone? And wait a minute. Okay, let's. Okay, so and let's go to let me have a brief explanation. Acceleration. This word is acceleration. So this C, 2C, double C, pronounced as S. Acceleration. The acceleration is this one. Acceleration is this one, and proportional, usually proportional to, proportional always is proportional to. Proportional to means this one. And direction is this one. Is that okay? Right. If you find that, can you raise your hand? Okay, thanks for your feedback. Let me lower the hands. So this is the second law. This is the second law. This F equals to MA, and of course we have the third law. The third law. The third law is we talk about. I will complete the third law next Tuesday, but let me begin by writing half of the third law. Of course, you know the three laws, but let me let's warm up by writing them in English, and you are familiar with the words. In senior high school, in your English class, I think you know what these two words mean. I think you know these two words, but in physics or in mechanics, these two words have a different meaning. The forces of action and reaction are like this one. Is that okay? Is that okay? Thanks for feedback. And for the others, that if you are fine with these two words, that can you raise your hand? Good, thank you. And so I think I will stop the new. I think I will stop talking about new contents now.